800 years before anyone had ever heard of the new evangelization, the Dominicans were already practicing it. Using the recent revival of Aristotelian philosophy as their starting point, the scholastics presented the Christian faith in the terms of their time. This evening, we honor their successors at the Thomistic Institute, who harnessed 21st century tools to spread the much-needed message of the gospel on college campuses, online, and beyond. And, as their namesake, I think I speak for everyone at the Thomistic Institute when I say that inasmuch as honor is the recognition of excellence, justice demands that before accepting this award, we must first examine whether such praise is in accord with reason. Let's dive in, shall we? As a first objection, it would seem that any new evangelization effort requires an element of novelty. The Thomistic Institute, however, is grounded in the Dominican tradition, a tradition that stretches back 8 centuries. Therefore, no Thomist can do anything original or creative without acting contrary to his own nature. I reply, excuse you. Yes, summa means summary, but that doesn't mean it wasn't something new. In fact, I wrote it specifically because there wasn't anything like it out there. Likewise, with something like Aquinas 101, while the content is rooted in tradition, the form and presentation are both novel and needed, as evidenced by their enthusiastic reception and the spirited debate they generate. 931 replies? Jeez, people think I'm long-winded. However, even if we grant that Thomistic creativity is possible, it remains the case that all prior recipients of this award have been individuals. Therefore, TI, as a plurality of persons, cannot be counted among the awardees without a natural contradiction. I reply that what defines all prior award winners is not any accident of quantity, but rather a unity of purpose. As our Lord said, "By their fruits you shall know them." And if the good works of the TI require collective effort, as they surely do, then reason demands that they should likewise be honored collectively, as befitting this unity. And what fruits they are! The intellectual and spiritual formation of young adults at the highest level, the building of authentic Christian community, the model combination of priest and lay leadership, truly a plentiful harvest. Finally, it could be objected that tonight's gala is a glorious affair. However, the men and women of TI are a humble group eschewing the spotlight. Therefore, it is contrary to charity to invite them to such an event as may inflame otherwise unknown feelings of pride. I reply that the sin of pride consists in thinking of oneself as greater than one is. If tonight's honors make the men and women of TI feel proud of their selfless work in forming the next generation of Catholic leaders, then this is no sin, but rather, as the philosopher says, the proper reward of virtue. Now, as to the fitness of honoring such an unassuming group at such a glorious banquet, I'll be honest, the only fitness I'm interested in tonight is fitting this whole thing in my mouth. In closing, it is truly right and just that the Thomistic Institute should be honored with tonight's award. However, lest you think my argument's only so much nepotistic straw, and bearing in mind the apostles' admonition that by the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established, I submit to you the concurring judgment of the esteemed biographer. The moral and intellectual meltdown in American higher education is being effectively challenged by the Thomistic Institute, which sheds Catholic light upon dark alleys of ignorance, bias, and wokery, and invites students to live in the truth. Likewise, the orator. The Thomistic Institute is a remarkable wellspring of formation and encounter, an oasis of hope in a divided and transactional country. And finally, the publican, who, by the way, I've never had a pint with. The Thomistic Institute is a strong and full-throated rebuke to the lie that Christians are unserious and uninterested when it comes to science and rigorous philosophy. I'm glad we're on the same team, because I wouldn't want to go up against you. Man, talk about a sensus fidelium. I guess not every question needs to be disputed after all, huh? On behalf of these distinguished voices then, and all gathered here tonight, allow me to raise a toast to the Thomistic Institute and to all the great and holy work you do. I will never object to sharing my name with you. Cheers.